Okay, so just an update on one of the trades that we've managed to take this week, or quite a few of us have taken it this week. It's on the GBP USD, and if you go to last week's roundup, and that's week commencing the 28th, literally last week, you'll still be able to see the video if you take a look at this. It is the video for week commencing the 28th, as I say. So take a look at this and take a look at the GBP, the weekly roundup that I gave on that, because it will give the background to this particular trade. But basically what we're talking about, we have the daily AB swing here. Now, what we were looking for is because we've hit the AB and we've hit the take profit extension here at the 1.618, we're now looking for potential pullback. Once again, we've scored a point by taking out this low point here. So again, expecting potential pullback. So we've now been waiting for that. So now let's move down to the smaller time frames to see how we've done that. So taking a look at the 1 hour, here we have your outer trend lines. These are the main down outer trend lines. And we have this inner trend line drawn in right here because we did continue to fall. And what we were waiting for was waiting for a break of this down trend line, because remember the inner break trend strategy that we use, if we've got the break here of this inner trend line, generally what we're looking for is to move to the outer trend line. Once again, look, outer trend line, break of the outer trend line. What we're doing, we're looking for you to move to this again, this outer trend line. Remember, if you're a little bit unsure about the strategy that we use here, go back to the strategy section in the members area and review the inner trend line break strategy, and of course review some of the videos, because this is just something that happens over and over again in the market. Break the inner and move to the outer, break the inner trend line, move to the outer trend line. If you're not sure how to draw these trend lines correctly, it's very important that you learn how to do that. Again, back to the tutorials and have another look at how you draw trend lines correctly. It is so important. So here we go, we got the break and we entered the trade right here. But let's have another look at the time frame below. Let's look at the 15-minute. So here we go, the 15-minute, and this is the break here. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit here. Because, again, if you look at last week's roundup video, and as I say, you can still see it, you're still in time to see that. At the moment, you certainly are. It's the 28th of January, week commencing the 28th of January. You'll be able to see me explain this particular trade exactly. And there's been 3 or 4 trades that we've been waiting for this week that we've been able to take, okay? But this is just one of them. Now, this is on the 15-minute. As you can see on the 15-minute, we've had this really nice downtrend line that we've been watching. And again, what happened is we were waiting for the break of this trend line. Because if you want to take a trade using the smaller time frames, again, you would have waited for this main breakdown here. Okay, but what we managed to do, the actual market moved away from this point of reference. Remember, these downtrend lines, points of reference. The market came back to test the point of reference and then started moving away from it again. And because we've moved away from that trend line once again, we're now able to draw in, just let me get this so that we can see it a little bit better. We've now managed to draw in this inner trend line. And look at this, we've got the break. Look at this full body break above. Let's just zoom into this a little bit. So we've got this candle here, look, this full body break above, and this is where we took the trade. A break of this candle is what we took the trade on, okay? This is the inner trend line break. Now, we entered the trade, we've broken the inner trend line, we've moved to the outer trend line. Just let's zoom out a little bit again. And what we did, we in actual fact then entered, and we're now, I did post something on Twitter to say be very careful now because we're close to that downtrend line. We've taken 80 or so pips, 80 plus pips on this trade, and now this is where you need to start managing the trade properly, because this is the uptrend line. If we break below this uptrend line here, again, inner trend line to outer trend line, if we break this, break below it into this sell zone, and again I explain sell zones and buy zones in the tutorial, so go back and review if you need to. But if we break into this area, this is where you need to now cut your trade and walk away with your 80 pips. And the reason I'm saying watch this position now is because of where we are on the higher time frames. Let me show you. So here we are, the 4 hour, look where we are. Look at this downtrend line. We're at the back of the trend line. So what is it going to do? It could potentially break this, bounce off this trend line. Just look at this. It could bounce off this trend line and fall short. Now, if it breaks above it into this buy zone area, look, so if it breaks into the buy zone area, then effectively we could continue long. Let me show you the daily again. So here we have the daily look. We are looking at these two lines of convergence. This is the main uptrend line. This is the downtrend line. Area of convergence around about here. So we could potentially be looking at my strategy for the twin peak reversal trade. Fantastic strategy where we look to retrace to sort of this area here, the 1600 area, and then of course look to potentially take the short trade. Okay, but remember what we are looking for now is we're also looking for this new A-B swing. This is going to be your new A. This potentially could be your new B, so you'd have an A-B swing. So if you drew your Fibonacci's on, and remember you can't do it just yet until you've got two to the left, two candles to the left, and two candles to the right. Just let me delete this for a second. Look at this as well. Can you see where we've got this uptrend line? And we've got the downtrend line. If we have this new swing, because we continue, we retrace, we're also converging with a 61.8 retracement. Once again, very relevant. Go and have a look at the tutorial again. The tutorial I've got reference to Fibonacci's, your retracement levels, and your take profit extension levels, okay? One great trade. Just now keep an eye on this and let's see what happens. Once again, if we do break and you come out of your trade, we can also look then to re-enter if it continues long. Catch you later.